Loading snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of the Loaded Snacks Anime Chat Podcast. How's everybody doing out there?
Woo! We need a little soundboard.
Something. So people who are watching, as you can see, it is just myself and Noah this week. Myself, Gabby, and some other members of the Loaded Snacks team just got back from Ocean City.
Pulled out my USB from my wireless headset.
Gotcha. So Gabby needed us a little time.
There we go.
To take care of some business, reset. So hopefully she'll be back next week with us. But this week it's just us. It's boys' night this week, so we get to turn up a little bit extra. So first thing I want to know was, how was your weekend? We missed you. No, I'm not gonna lie. If Gabby was here, I'm pretty sure she would say it as well. We definitely missed your presence this week, and it was a good time we had.
Hey, all the friendly viewers out there, I would just like to let y'all know that I would have been there, and I have requested that Lo tell me about cons in the future, and he has yet to do so. And that's
I do tell you about cons
that I wasn't there. That's the only reason that I was, because I definitely would have came this weekend.
Well, I'm pretty sure you'll pull up next week, so it's
I definitely will. Yeah. I just need to know in advance.
Right, gotcha. But outside of that,
but I'm glad y'all had fun. I was looking at y'all stories and stuff. My weekend was good. I kept playing Marvels. I've been grinding ranked.
I saw you yesterday. I jumped back on trying to catch up from being off the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gold 1 now, so I'm almost in platinum.
Awesome.
I got like 20 games in on ranked.
Who's your main?
Grinding. No main. Main is for golds. I'm trying to go to diamond. I play everybody.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Nah, but my favorites are probably Penny. Because you can't have a main in that game. Otherwise, that definitely is something that's like a low tier thing, because you got to be able to play everything. Because if somebody's gonna pick damage and not switch, you can't just be a loser and stay on damage. Also, you gotta, handle it. So my tanks are Doctor Strange and Penny. Okay. I know you've seen my Doctor Strange clips.
Mm-hmm, yes,
I've been going nuts with Doctor Strange. And then Penny is fun. I love Penny's character already. So she was kind of like, I just wanted to play her because I've been waiting to see her in anything. Mm-hmm. And instead of Penny Parker, we got Madam Web. Penny Parker would be so cool.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. I didn't even know Madam Web dropped until the memes about it being bad came out.
Really?
I had no idea Madam Web existed. Now, I know that's crazy to you because y'all be in everything Marvel and pay attention. But I legitimately had no idea this was even a thing until I heard something Madam Web, like MCU is just grasping at straws. And I was like, yo, why didn't they just make a Penny Parker? So I went on Netflix and I'm like, is it on Netflix? I'm like, Madam Web, a show?
No,
what the
movie.
Hell is this?
Yes.
It's a movie? I thought I saw 8 episodes. Okay,
no,
what is it on?
I don't know. It's that bad. Don't even worry about it. How about that?
Like, see what I'm saying? Nobody has any information on it. Yeah, that's what their marketing was dog shit for that.
Yeah, that's all Sony. That doesn't have anything to do with the MCU. That's all Sony. All that Spider-Man stuff is Sony.
They claim the MCU, so I'm saying MCU.
Nah, we separate all that from MCU over here. Nah, that is Sony.
Until No Way Home comes out, then all of a sudden it's MCU.
No, because Spider-Man they worked out a deal for Spider-Man. Everything else,
that's true.
It's strictly Sony. Yeah, so that's all that garbage is Sony's fault. So
that's true.
Yeah, but that's good to hear. I'm glad you had a good weekend. I see you moving through rank. That's what's up. I'm not gonna get heavy into Ocean City because we did talk about it this past week on Loaded Snacks Weekly. So if you want to hear how it went, myself, Gage, Frosty, who was there with us, we all get into how we felt like the con went, how the weekend went, the whole 9 yards. So tune into this past week's Loaded Snacks Weekly.
Still out there, right?
He came back today.
Okay.
Yeah, he came back today. So now everybody's officially, back home now. So that's great. But we have some work to do here, which is talk about some anime. So Noah, what do we need to know about this week, man?
Okay. First is I have one note on my phone, so that's first.
Okay.
Hold on. The Astra Awards, which I think is an American company.
Astra.
American. The Astra Awards, an annual award ceremony that recognizes excellent film, television, and digital media. Yeah, that's an American awards ceremony.
Okay.
And what about they added an anime of the year section
Okay, that's what's up.
And that is what's up. But the things they added aren't necessarily what's up.
Yeah, so that's the question. What did they add? Did they say yet?
So they added Pluto, which was amazing. Definitely,
Okay.
arguably anime of the year, and it didn't get pretty much any attention.
That was this
probably
year?
because it was on Netflix. I think it was last year. I can't remember for sure.
Because I have it and I
think it
keep
was
meaning
Netflix.
to watch it. Let me see, Pluto.
That's
Continue.
That's one of the best animes I've ever seen.
Oh
The
wow.
anime is
Okay.
so good. And it's mostly lore and dialogue. It gives you Oppenheimer feels.
Okay.
And then next is Scott Pilgrim, which was also honestly really good.
Okay.
Like the anime itself was really good. It's not, I think we talked about it. It's not
We
getting a
did.
season 2. But yeah, the anime was done really well. And I remember the last 3 episodes. I think it's only 8 episodes. The last 3 episodes, I was falling asleep. And I saw someone talking about it on Reddit. And so now I'm going to go and rewatch it, probably start it over.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was watching it, I kept wanting to shit on it, but I kept wanting to poop on it, but I couldn't. I was just like, it's good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
I may give it
then,
a shot at some point.
I think it's worth it, especially for 8 episodes.
Okay.
And then Blue-Eyed Samurai, Free Ren,
Blue Eye
Solo
Samurai is
Leveling.
not an anime though, but okay, whatever.
Solo Leveling. It's probably made by Japanese studios, I bet, or Japanese animators.
We'd
What
have to look
studio
into
makes it?
I don't know. It looks like it's I don't know, like a not maybe French or
Is it
something.
on my anime list?
Ooh. Let's see. Blue Eye Samurai. Let's do my anime list. Huh. Nope, it's not.
It's not.
No.
Let's see what studios made it.
I see people just asking questions. Why isn't it on Mal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, my anime list is a Japanese website, so if it was made in America, then it may not be on there. Unless it had like
has let's see, Blue Spirit, Netflix Animation, J.A. Green Construction Corp. Nobody I've ever heard
those
of.
all sound American.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not an anime.
Hey, but close enough. But yeah, it's definitely not an anime. Solo Leveling, Free Ren, and Ninja Kamui are on there after that. Ninja Kamui.
No. that fell off hard. That fell off
Ninja
hard.
Kamui make it to the Astro Awards?
No, Free Ren.
Ninja Kamui had one of the best anime first episodes, period. We're talking like we all know Naruto had an amazing first episode. Like we all thought the little nigga was goofy. By the end of it, he had 1,000 clones and a shuriken in Homeboy's back. Like that was a crazy first ep. Attack on Titan. By the end of it, the main character is eaten. You know what I'm saying? Code Geass. Like those are some great first episode animes. So this one was up there. It was on that level. And then
it just fell off hard. Yeah.
The second one was pretty good. Second episode was pretty good.
Yeah. It was like the first 3, I think, was solid. Then once they started,
the third one is where we saw 3D.
Yeah.
The third one is where we saw 3D, and then we saw like a robot suit. And then the fourth one, we saw all robots, and we was like, hell no. Yeah. We tried to give it 2 more chances. We I think me and Benny and Franklin watched it to episode 5 or 6. And then we were like, we didn't even drop it. We were just like, we didn't ask to watch it again. It was just like, I don't even want to.
Just fell off. Yeah.
Sad. So, anyways, I'm not sure how that made it, but Solo Leveling won, and that's pretty cool because Solo Leveling is coded.
Okay.
So that's it for Astro Awards. And then on IGN, they had an anime of the year, and Free Ren won that.
Not surprised.
For IGN.
Free Ren deserves that nomination and even that win. Free Ren was really good. It took me a minute to like really get into it. So I watched it with you as it was airing, like the first probably 5 or so episodes, and I just wasn't getting it. So I said, all right, let me reset, go back, relax, slow everything down, and watch the first episode again. Then when I took it all in that first episode, I was like, okay, I get it now. I'm really digging this. I like it now. And then just riding that wave out, like, no, this thing is actually beautiful. This show is kind of fire. Like it's not. Oh, I see people say stuff like that online. Like I try to get in Free Ren. What am I missing, y'all? I don't get it. Like, dude, because you're looking for action. That's all you're looking for is the action parts. No, just slow down. Watch this for what it is. It's actually a really, really
Well,
great,
it's a slow
really great
burner.
show.
I mean, not every anime starts off
With high
top
octane.
tier.
Yeah. Nah.
Some
Nah.
you gotta wait till a little bit, let the story develop.
Yeah. Give it some time to cook.
That's why you have the 3-episode rule, but sometimes you gotta go even further. Like for example, nowadays we know enough to know that's a Madhouse production. The animators who were on it were really good, so it's like that was worth checking out regardless. And it's a fantasy story.
Yeah.
We don't have many of those. So yeah, Free Run won for IGN's Anime of the Year, and I predict it wins for Crunchyroll's as well, which rightfully so, it deserves it. I'm glad Solo Leveling won for the Astro Awards, but I think that Free Run is definitely the best anime we've had from a start since like Mob Psycho Attack on Titan.
Something original like that.
On that level.
Brand new. Yeah.
Since something like that, I think Free Run definitely is number one. So
and gave us some characters that we always see people cosplaying now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So which is fire.
Yep. So yep. Next we got Dandadan news. Dandadan ends today.
Yes.
The last day of Dandadan.
Season 1 has come to a close.
See Momo-chan and Okarun go.
Yep.
It's a sad day for the crew.
One
and
last
that new
ride.
character.
I just got introduced to him today while I was at work.
Yep.
Sat down, watched. And then I saw your post like, I hate this character.
Yeah.
I was chuckling about that.
Manga readers know how he is later, which I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm with y'all right now for the anime. So as of right now, I hate him. But we got to see where he goes later, because in the manga, he has a lot later.
Okay. That's good to know.
And other than that, there's a company called Peru, and I believe they're a snack company, and they're selling Okarun's golden balls.
I think I see pictures of that floating around on the internet.
They look like, those little cherries you get at like the flea market, and they have that little plastic with the cardboard. That's what they look like, and they're golden balls. I don't know if they're chocolate or what, but
they're gonna make money off of it.
Okarun's balls, yep. I'm sure you'll be able to find the picture.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Next, we got some season 2s. Undead Unwanted Adventurer season 2.
Okay, haven't seen the first. So okay, I got
and announced
that.
That one was seriously good. The concept was good. It's basically a hero. And I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but the hero is was he the strongest? No, he wasn't, because his goal was to be a super strong adventurer. So he's like this regular guy, and then he dies and ends up becoming like a ghoul. And then he can basically level up through combat little by little. And he starts off as like this like ghoul, like unintelligent, he knows what he is, but he can't really communicate. Then he turns into like just like bones, and then after that he turns into like a zombie and like still can't communicate because his lungs are like rotted and stuff. And then he turns into like I can't remember if it's a ghoul or a vampire or something like that. But then he can talk. And then his girl, who was with him before, not exactly his girl, but his female friend, is now taking care of him and helping him, letting him live with her. And it's a good concept of how he still wants to be the greatest adventurer, but he's got to level back, and he can use like the advantages of being undead as he levels up and stuff like that. So,
all right, I gotta take a look at that. Okay,
especially
since season 2 is dropping. So okay.
Yeah, Benny and I watched that one weekly. We really like that. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, My Dress Up Darling season 2 is coming out in 2025.
Okay, awesome.
I will not be watching that because that one is too much, bro. That girl is too young to be making that anime about a high school girl like that. So I actually finished that season 1, and the more I think about it, I'm like, I really watched that whole season 1.
A lot of us did.
I know.
Yeah.
So for y'all freaking niggas who want to watch that,
see, we have to watch it so we can talk about it.
Nah, I'm not watching it. Nah,
I'm not watching season 2.
Shit. Hell no. There's so many good anime out there, but I'm not. That one's too weird for me. It's just too weird. And there's plenty of ones with fully grown adults.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they have that trope, but I'm
Japanese thing.
I personally am over it. Next we got more stuff. Aaron Konosuba OVA. We know
I
about
saw
this. We
that.
heard about this. Konosuba
Yes.
OVAs.
I'm looking
I think
forward to
3
those.
episodes. I'm pretty sure they do this after every season, and they're coming out in March, and that's
Okay,
hype
so
because
not too far. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
more
that's what's up.
Konosuba content. We love that.
Yeah, we gotta get people caught up on Konosuba.
That's right. I just saw my meter, and I don't know if I'm using.
You good? I'm saying Noah might be having some technical
Yes, I am.
difficulties.
No, I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're clear.
Testing. Okay. It was using my headset mic, not my streaming mic. Okay. Sorry about that. Next we got yeah, so Konosuba airs. We love everything Konosuba, so we're gonna watch that. We definitely gonna be there. I wish they would just make another season, but
we gotta wait. Yeah, we gotta wait.
Yep. I don't know how much content in the manga they have, but I don't think the manga's finished. So I think that we got a bunch more.
Good. I do need to watch the spinoff by Megami or whatever.
Yeah, I never watched. I watched like 3 episodes, but it's on my catch-up list, so I'll get to it soon. Next we got anime coming out called Twins Hina Hima, and it's gonna be 95% made by AI. How do we feel about this?
I don't like it, to be completely honest.
Why not?
You know, I know a lot of creators, you know what I'm saying, like actual people who like draw and create the stuff for real. And I know like they're fighting for that type of stuff in Hollywood to keep that type of stuff out or what they can do to combat it. So I'm interested to see what it looks like and what it can do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily support it since they're still fighting for that type of stuff.
Some people argue that the programs from AI, certain programs aren't necessarily stealing art.
How?
Because the way that the programs look for the images and stuff like that, they're like piecing together it in a way that they're not actually stealing the image. So you just gotta look into it and see. But I looked into it a little bit, and I'm not saying which side I'm on, but it just there said that there are certain AIs that aren't 100%. I mean, like you can't really say it's stealing art. You know what I mean? But then there are that are like clearly stealing art.
Yeah. Like I'm not against.
I don't like
AI
it.
art. It's just
right.
It's new. It has to be figured out. You know what I'm saying? And it has to be handled properly. I think that's the thing. And right now, it's just freelance. You can just do whatever you want with it right now. It needs to get focused on. So, but you were saying?
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how I feel about cert because I'm like, yeah, it definitely does. Like, it takes away from creators. But like, what about like if it takes from like a picture that's only sold 3 copies, and then all of a sudden people are like, "Yo, you're stealing from a creator. He wasn't selling nothing anyways." But schematics.
It's still wrong, but I hear you.
I'm just like, you know what I mean? But
hey, it helped you out.
Like I said, apparently there is because like a lot of AI is like it you can't like just say type in this and it searches and makes it. That's like a cheap standard AI. Like the advanced AI, you have to edit and alter to make it look like what something really is. For example, like those AIs you see of like a person that looks really, really real and it's just a picture, but they're like super smooth and you can tell it's AI.
Yeah.
Those are like the kind that are edited and altered and they're given like a base image, but then they, you know what I mean, sharpen it up and make it look real. Because when they get it, it probably has no hands, probably has like a big old chin or something like that. So that's actually what my buddy Jake does too a little bit. And
we'll work on AI
I don't
stuff
know.
or just
yeah,
CGI?
So I don't think it's AI stuff. So I don't think it's gonna be something that they just type into a computer and let a program create it. I think it's gonna have to be something that's worked on very well and articulately to see how it comes out.
I need to see this anime and look into it.
Yeah, which goes into the argument of whether or not it's stealing or not. If that much work is going into, you know what I mean, the art side.
How much work is it pulling from versus how much original stuff is? Add to it. Yeah. So that'll be something for us to keep our eye on and look at when this drops. Because I'm pretty sure we'll watch it just so we can see for
based on
ourselves.
the name. I ain't watching. I may check out the episode to see because it's AI, but like,
Yeah, like just
based on the name, it's Twins Hina Hema. I ain't
it's gonna, yeah,
probably not watching that.
It may get a 3-episode run. Like we'll see a trailer first and see how it goes.
Anyways, next, Tokyo Revengers ban ended due to girlfriend being stabbed up by her boyfriend too many times. Now I was gonna look this article up, but I forgot to. And
Please do.
The ending of the Tokyo Revengers, the band that does the ending of Tokyo Revengers, I can't remember which season the article said, but apparently one of the members of the band stabbed the heck out of his girlfriend. I don't know if he unalived her or not, but
regardless,
that's the band disband because of that. Yeah,
because like regardless, that's disgusting. Yeah, like I'm not gonna go there.
You can go there. This is safe space.
I was about to say, what did she do?
I just think, how did he make them niggas that mad? So the musical band behind Tokyo Revengers Season 2 ending theme song is disbanded due to the main guitarist stabbing his girlfriend multiple times. The famous guitarist hasn't been charged due to mental complications. BS. His girlfriend has also chosen to stay away from him. Oh, shocking.
Right.
Okay, so she's alive.
That's good. That's the important part. She has survived. Hopefully she's getting the help that she needs. Because mental health, come on, bro. Nah.
He is since issued an apology for the incident. Now, having a family member with mental health issues, it is possible, but I don't know.
It just seems like that's the scapegoat that everybody uses when something like this happens.
Yeah, it is possible. But if he had something like schizophrenia, then I could understand it.
Yeah, if it's a real thing, of course.
We got to wait and see if he's diagnosed. Next,
that's crazy.
In other great news, Hunter x Hunter has revealed finally what his chapters are and how far he's going. And we're getting probably 50 chapters.
Okay. Are you happy about that?
He has revealed. Hell yeah, I'm happy about that.
Okay. Just asking.
But we kind of already knew this because about 6 months ago, he's been tweeting pretty much every day. And he tweeted the process of what was going on and how much he wanted to. That's why I told y'all a couple weeks ago in the news how many chapters he planned to do. And we only got up to like chapter 210. That's when I saw that sneak hate, clickbait and post you posted. I was like, it's not a fucking hiatus. He already said what he was going to do. They're trying to clickbait from that post. But he basically has been tweeting every day that he's been working on a manuscript and he doesn't release weekly anymore. So what he does is he builds up a whole bunch of chapters and then releases them little by little, probably like rough drafts of a bunch of chapters and then drops one at a time. Anybody who's read Hunter knows those chapters are crazy extensive. So not like just like dialogue, but like art, everything. So after that is finished, then he's going to continue working. I forgot what it said, but he's going to continue working on more chapters, and hopefully we will be getting more Hunter x Hunter until its completion. And then one day the anime can return. And when the anime returns, the internet will literally break in half. So I can't wait for that.
Okay. Shout out to the Hunter x Hunter fans out there. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Hell yeah. Next, Cyberpunk is getting a backstory anime about Rebecca.
Saw that. I'm here for that. Cyberpunk Edge Runners was so good. So I'm
that'll be cool.
I'm here for that.
If it's done by Studio Trigger, then yeah, that'll be dope.
I think right now it's only a manga right now.
Done by.
Yeah, I think right now it's just a manga, not like
this was a report about the anime. Okay. But I don't know if it's going to be done by Studio Trigger or not. I didn't look much into it. So
Studio Trigger does have another Cyberpunk anime coming that's in the works. Maybe
there's talks about like several Cyberpunk like side story animes coming out. Basically how much popularity that one had and I guess money it made. They really dove in hard.
So Trigger, we'll see. Trigger is doing one of them that I know of for sure. I don't know if it's this one or not, but they have another one coming.
So we'll see what happens, but we gotta just wait until we get some more official announcements to.
I'm all for it.
To say what it's gonna be.
All for it. Let us know when.
Hype.
Yep.
Next we got One Punch Man. Oh, before that, One Piece. They said that season 2 is finished airing
Finish airing
of
or
the
finish
live action. I mean, finished recording.
production. Okay.
Finished recording. Not finished production.
Right.
Because now
Right.
it goes into production. Like now they're probably going to do editing and stuff like that for the next year until 2025. But it's finished filming is the word I was looking for.
Okay.
So
that's good.
I guess they're going to break down the sets. The actors get to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oda went home a few weeks ago, so they were probably finishing up some touches, and he was probably looking at rough drafts and stuff like that while he was out there.
100%.
And saying the final, you know what I mean? Hey,
the final yeses or nos on stuff. Yeah.
Probably, because that's what it probably is. I feel like he gives them a lot of control, and he'll come in because each time he comes in, it's towards the end of the production. The first time he came in, it was toward the end of the production. So this time he came in and he was over there. I don't know how long One Piece manga was on a break, but it was a couple weeks, like 3 weeks that he was in Africa or whatever. And so what I guess is that he sees that and then he'll say obviously little things that got to change because there's no way he'll be like, this whole boat scene got to change.
Well, like in season one,
and they're at the end of the production.
Well, season one, they said they would like send him everything, like I guess email or whatever. They would send him everything. He would go make his notes and send it back, and they would make those changes. Try to stay as true to do his vision as possible. So now he probably just was doing it more on set than through emails from distance and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Because like I said, if they have some crazy scene, I feel like he adds like the little touches that makes it feel more One Piecey.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Because
keep it as true to the source material as possible.
Yep.
Which is difficult with live action. So
yeah, exactly. And last we got One Punch Man season 3 is set to air in 2025.
Okay.
It's hype because the first season was a break for 4 years, and we got the second season. So the third season got announced 4 years after the second season. So we was thinking, well, it's been another 4 years. Here they come, and now it's been like 5.5, maybe 6 years since the second season.
So I can finally watch the second season now that we have a release date.
The second season?
I haven't watched the second season yet. I watched the first season, and then by the time I got around to get ready to watch the second season, I was probably doing something else at the time. And then season 3 was taking so long to get announced. Like, well, it's no rush. Ain't like it's getting ready to come out anytime soon. I have millions of other things to watch, so I'll watch it sooner.
You can't compare One Punch Man to millions of other things. It's better than millions of other things. One Punch Man ain't fucking millions of other things.
One Punch Man is cool. Like
One Punch Man,
it's not the greatest thing ever, but it's cool.
Nah, it's not the greatest thing ever, but it's definitely a like top tier action as far as action series go. It's like S tier.
Yeah, and I've watched the first season. Like I'm just not in a rush to watch the second one yet. I am now that I know that season 3 is actually getting ready to come out next year. Okay.
Damn, I thought you was a One Punch Man fan. That's crazy.
He cool. Like it's
One Punch Man is the truth. What? That's the hold that series had on the anime community when it came out. I remember myself when I first watched it. First of all, I must have watched this anime like 40 times. I would literally go to bed, watch like 3-4 episodes going to bed because the episodes flow together so well. And it's like just such fluid action, the slice of life to action, that I would just be falling asleep on like episode 4, wake up on episode 8, and just keep watching because you can just keep going from there.
Like I said, I enjoy it. I can't take it but so seriously. But I enjoy it.
No, you're not supposed to. It's supposed to be, That's why I watch as a comfort anime. But the action and the animation is like, there's not many things that look like that. And OPMC, it's like Solo Leveling. Like just another OPMC.
He's OPMC, but sorry. Sun Woo is a different breed.
No, it's like Solo Leveling. Because right now, One Punch Man is way stronger than Sung Jin Woo. But
yes, he's One Punch Man. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. It's like the category. I mean, wait on Sung Jin Woo, but it's like the category of like Ainz, like Solo Leveling, and that's why. But One Punch Man definitely up there for me as like one of my top OPMC series. And what's to come. Also, the manga is also what helps it too, because it's got berserk level. The artist is crazy.
Okay.
You probably seen some of the panels I posted, but
I probably
the
have.
manga's on some. Yeah, it's like probably top 5 in art, which you wouldn't think from One Punch Man, but literally probably top 5 of like the last 20 years. No
Okay.
joke. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe I'll go back and read the first season of that one so I can kind of get a visual of what you're talking about with
Better than Kingdom, better than what? Naruto, One Piece, better than, yes, I'm telling you. It's on the level of, the only ones I put on the level of is Vagabond,
Okay.
Berserk, Slam Dunk. Yeah, those ones, Monster, those ones all have like museum level art.
One.
Kingdom's almost there, but this one, if you see this one, you'll be like, damn, I ain't know.
Okay.
Because you think it's
Okay.
goofy, then you read the manga and you're like, holy shit.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna put it on my Shonen Jump app so I can go back and reread. Well, not reread, but read the first season or whatever, so I can see the artwork for myself and see how it flows. But
Look,
no.
I got a picture right here for you. For the camera. So you can see, because I feel like I thought I had shown you some of them.
You probably have. You shared so many
season
panels.
Character. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, that's just one.
Okay. That's clean. With the eye and everything, that's pretty clean.
Like, this dude, Miura, who's the artist, he is a god with a pen.
Those look. Yeah, send those to me. Yeah, send those to me. I might throw them in here.
And then here's the one from the first season you probably seen. This one right here. Remember when Saitama was standing in front of the ship?
Vaguely.
That giant ship that he ended up fighting under?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Okay, let's see if this one focuses. It's not going to focus, is it?
Oh, kind of, yeah. Mm.
Like,
I can see the detail in over here, especially in the spaceship.
Obviously, this doesn't know justice, but yeah, that's why I say that Joan ain't no manga looking like that. And then you've seen all the pictures, people go crazy over the female characters, and that draws them crazy.
Yeah, I've seen those for sure.
Yes, I highly recommend One Punch Man, but all y'all probably seen it.
All right, thank you for that, Noah. Appreciate it. So look, we're not gonna get into me and Noah discuss. We're not gonna get into Thriller Park this week because Gabby was the one who hadn't seen it. We had already seen it. So next week we'll get into that, see what her thoughts were on the totality of what Heavenly Delusion was, and we'll let you know what our next venture is in Thriller Park as well. I think we know what it is, but we'll actually officially say it to you all next week. So right now, let's talk about Solo Leveling, because we saw that in the theater together. The Awakening movie that came out, which is, I don't know why people don't do their research sometimes, or at least just watch a trailer. So I've heard people complain about this movie, which we've heard again. I've heard people complain that.
I didn't see anyone complain.
I have, because went to see the movie and it's just a recap for like the first half, and then they give you some little bit of new stuff at the end. I'm like, you didn't watch the trailer? Like, they said that's exactly what you were getting when you were going. So
first of all, they say it's a movie, but technically it's not a movie. It's a theatrical release. That's what it is. So you got to know the difference. But I thought I actually didn't hear people complaining about that or Dandanon. I thought people knew. Well, that's because Dandanon was new, but I thought people knew that that since the Demon Slayer, because people were complaining everywhere about Demon Slayer, and I was like, guys, they literally said it's going to be a recap plus the first 2 episodes. They're trying to get money. They're not even hiding it. It's like, it's not a secret. We're just like, hey, if you want, and it's not even, it's kind of like a win-win. It's like, hey, you want to come see anime in theater? Come see it, but you got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you want to come see it, come see it. We're not just going to make it 20 minutes. So how do we lengthen this? We're not going to give you the whole season, because then we lose money. You're not going to watch it when it comes out. So what we do is we'll give you a recap, which I personally don't mind if I'm coming to see that, because I already liked the series. So I'm down to see it again. And like Solo Leveling, they did it pretty good because they jumped to each fight. I wish they could have elongated the fights more, because they cut through most fights.
I actually thought for the time left that they gave to the recap, I thought they did a solid job overall
Yeah.
of the
I
recap
thought it was
portion of it.
fine. I just wish some of the fights they like cut through like right away, and I was like, they put a lot of animation in these fights where he's flipping and jumping around. So I was hoping to see a little more of that.
I
But
got
yeah,
you.
it was done. It was fine. The recap was fine.
Yeah, if you want to watch this because you're trying to hurry up and catch up to season 2, like whenever you decide you're getting ready to start, you don't have the time to watch season 1. This is fine. Definitely go back and watch all of season 1 because there were things that were cut out and cut out for time purposes. So I would say if you can, yes, rewatch season 1. But this is a good way to get started on season 2 by watching this movie. All the big action sequences were there. Like I said,
I
some
don't
stuff
think
was
you should do that. I think you need to get all the characters. They didn't even go into character details, so you're not gonna know. Man, you're not gonna feel nothing for these characters. As a Solo Leveling fan, you'd enjoy 12 episodes. So I say go watch that, John.
I think so, but I'm saying if you don't have the time to do it, this is fine for now until you do have the time to
Make
go back
time.
and watch all of it. Well,
No, I'm just joking.
outside of the recap part, the new stuff, there was a few times where me and Noah vocalized what we were seeing. Like it was moments happening where we had like literally grabbed each other like, oh my gosh, did you just see what he just did? Season 2 is not going to be for play. Not even for a second. The way they start off season 2 is a banger for sure. For sure. And I don't even think, did we figure out is all of that in episode 1 or was that like 2 episodes combined?
I'm pretty sure it was 2 episodes and it was just good. That's why we didn't notice how quickly it went by.
Probably, but it was my man's glow up is off the charts. And he's just a colder person now going forward. Like he's getting deeper into his solo leveling bag, and it shows, and it's done well. And on the big screen, that thing slaps something terrible. Would you agree?
Oh yeah. All the readers know that Solo Leveling, the way they are doing the anime, like the way they're doing it from a transition to adaptation is done so well. It's like there's very few that I see that they're taking such little time and attention to every little detail that makes you feel, you know what I mean, exactly what you feel when you're reading it. So as readers, they haven't missed really a mark. I was really hoping, and everything I'm hoping for, they're doing it exactly as I'm like, this makes sense. This is how I would do it if I had director. Not that I could at all, but I'm like, if I were to envision creating what I read into an anime, I would do it like this. For example, they didn't have any comedy in the first season. I talked about that a lot.
I was about to bring it up. Comedy. I love the comedy added into it because you had told us about it, be able to see it come to life. Like, okay, I get that. That's kind of cool. That'll be fun going forward. So yeah.
Yes. So this series has, as you saw, Kaiju, they had it right away. This series has a whole bunch of comedy. Like, it's genuinely funny. You're laughing when you're reading it. And the stuff that happens because you see Sung Jin-woo flex so much, the dynamic between him doing well and the comedy is just really funny. And they didn't put any of it in the first season because they wanted to give this edgy aspect, which I like. Mm-hmm. I think they didn't want to have just a goofy, happy series, which it kind of feels like when you're reading it, but it's easier to transition. So I don't know, but I think the direction was great for that. So you got to see the comedy with his shadows. We see now his necromancer powers, his shadows coming out.
Yep.
We can see how strong he gets. We can see that he can probably kill people that are a few levels above him.
Yeah.
But there's still people out there who are way stronger than him.
We learned that as well. And we definitely learned that in the movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But how quickly will that last? Because
the way he's leveling up. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the way he's leveling up. But like, so you saw the 2 S ranks outside. They show there's only, I think, 7 in the country for Japan.
For Japan, yeah.
And there's like I can't say how many there is in America, but they have even the different ranks of S ranks because the S ranks are particular. Like, what is it? E to S, it would be like this, right? But S to the top level S from the bottom level S could be from the ground to the sun. Right. So it's like their gap when in S is way higher than the gap from E to S, if that makes sense. And they showed like a little bit of just 2 S rank strength, and they barely did anything, and it was about to go crazy.
But it was enough to let the audience know that it's about to get serious out here.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Exactly. His brother came because he clearly is just openly saying, I'm about to murder somebody. And he knows nobody can stop him without causing a calamity because of two S ranks fight in the city. Based on what we see Sung Jin Woo doing, some buildings might come down or something. So
No, they are coming down if they do it in the city. That is guaranteed.
I'm not saying what's happening. Y'all got to figure it out. But some damage might happen. Might look or might not look like the Avengers came through that.
Did you have like a specific favorite moment while we were watching it?
I was gonna say the choreography, the way that they're doing, the animation director has said, as I said before, that each time Sung Jin Woo levels up, the animation is gonna level up, and we saw that happen.
Facts
right away. The choreography, you can tell people aren't just jumping. Like I just watched what's the one with all the girls that are magical girls? I can't even remember their name.
That could be like 50 different animes.
No, but it was dang it, I can't remember. But the audience knows it's with Kurumi-chan and Darling.
Dead Alive?
Yeah, Date Alive. So that anime, like when they fight, they just move from location to location. Swings just happen. You know what I mean? There's not really like much thought into how they happen. It's just like this is going to be really big and explodey. This is going to be really fast and it's going to move quick. But you can tell in when they take the time to say he's going to flip this way, he's going to move his sword from this hand to this hand, and it's going to look like this and spiral into this scene where he does this and that. The choreography was top notch.
It was.
The moments where they slow down right before the arrow and then they turn the camera around, it's like, which studio is like, I don't care what nobody says. They're on Mappa's level. They're on Ufotable's level. They're on everybody's level. They just all have their own greatness in their own ways. You know what I mean?
No,
but like the camera work that A1 does, Mappa don't be doing that. I haven't seen that in JJK. The way that arrow stopped and it turned, there was no 3D. You saw all of them hand drawn as that turned around. Any other series, they would have been 3D as that camera.
True.
That was really, really good animation. And
no, they definitely showed their ass in this. A1 definitely did show their ass in this. Yeah. And I'm sorry, that cold walk off he did right before he finished Homeboy. When he appeared in the back of just a second, said what he had to say, and then disappeared again. Hey, he is without a doubt will be your probably favorite new MC by the end of season 2.
Like he's definitely, and that's what I was always saying. Once Solo Leveling gets in, Sung Jin Woo will be one of your favorite MCs. He's just too cold.
Off of this right now, I'm not even lying. He is coming up that list fast. Just leveling up, how he handled everything, how cold he is now. Like he's not playing. Like killing people don't even bother him like that no more. Like he's becoming a whole different beast. And
I know what I would like to see from Solo Leveling is, something really sad about this, but the readers know that the illustrator is different from the author, similar to One Punch Man and Mob Psycho and stuff like that. So the illustrator is really talented. And if you've seen any Solo Leveling art that I posted, that stuff looks damn near identical to what they've done. And it's web art, mind you, they do it. It's not hand drawn, but it's still incredible. Yeah. And that's one thing that draws you to reading it is that it has better art than pretty much anything out there for the most part.
It has, because the pictures you showed me, I can agree with that 100%. Like it looks beautiful.
The anime literally looks like the manhwa just came to life. So that being said, the illustrator unfortunately died right before the manhwa finished, and it was on like its very final arc. So when you're reading it, you can kind of tell the ending was just rushed a little bit, and it's kind of like it gets to the conclusion really fast, and you're like, whoa, like I know this series is fast paced pretty much the whole, it's like 200 chapters something. I know it's fast paced pretty much the whole way, but it's like all of a sudden it got real fast paced. So it was like, you can tell the first time I read it, I didn't know, but then you can tell at that point, I think the author had to meet deadlines and he didn't have help either drawing it or had to get someone else. I don't know the full story, but then he basically had to end it early and then do multiple books that now, if you go onto any website or wherever you read it, usually the books are just put into the chapter list, which is the ending and what really happens at the end and all that. Now there's a new story about Sung Jin Woo's son, which is currently, and I believe it's the same author, it's currently happening right now. But I I would like to see that the author has a lot of involvement in the series because A1 has it. They have it better, way better than what David or Dean or whoever is doing Kaiju number 8 Project IG. They have it way better as like manga to anime than Project IG has for Kaiju. I know everyone loves Kaiju, but if you've read it, you would not be as much of a fan.
I've heard you complain about it while we were watching some
it's not like I don't like it
and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's just like they botched it. It doesn't even look like what the artist intended. So that being said, I think I would love to see that they're with the artist stays with A1 to do a lot of anime canon stuff. Because my only critique about this series is I give the story, like the action is 12 out of 10, but the story, even all the way through, is like a 7.5 in my opinion. So like not bad, but not really above average. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think the animation and stuff will enhance it, kind of like JJK, which I also think is like a 7.5. So
yeah.
So it's on that level. But looking like this, we should get the same enjoyment as we do from JJK, which is
1000%
top tier enjoyment.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to see. I really hope that the writer can be there so we can get anime canon movies and find out just other stuff that's in his head, because his universe is really exciting. So, like the one about his son, I started reading it, and his son was kind of like Boruto, where he was just like really like adept right away and like was picking up everything right away and was super strong right away. So I read a few chapters and I was like, I'll get to it when it's got more chapters, but it didn't really pull me in right away. But I gotta see how it is now.
Yeah, I would suggest if you're a fan of Solo Leveling, go sit in the theater while it's still there, while you still got a chance. I would suggest that. But even if you don't, trust us when we say when season 2 drops, those first couple episodes. Yeah, and those first couple episodes will have you in and you'll see what we're talking about.
It's crazy that it's the first episode that goes so hard. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, that scene
was out there.
That scene with him and the arrows when he ran up on them archers, like, nah, it's not happening out here.
Aren't the monsters' designs so tough? Like all of their designs, the elves, the bears, they all look so cool.
What was our takeaway from it? You keep asking questions. Stop asking questions. That's what he told him. Whatever y'all see, don't ask no questions.
So this isn't really a spoiler, but if you don't want to hear anything about season 2, I'll give you 3 seconds. But it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. 1, 2, 3. But basically, some other people find out about Sung Jin-woo's power, and he has to save them at some point. And he's like, I'm going to show you something. Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask no questions.
And then during it, they'll keep being like, yo, what is that? And then like, didn't he just say? And then they'll be like, oh my God, where did that come from? And I'll be like,
he just told you. Said, don't ask no questions. I'm out here putting in work.
And he was putting in work. I have a question for you, though.
What's that?
When I went to the bathroom, which I had to go to the bathroom 4 times.
Like 800 times, bro. You have the smallest bladder.
Bro, I don't know what it was, but
it was ridiculous.
When I got home, I had some tacos earlier and I went through me. So I think, you know what I'm saying? I think
it was like every 3 sips, I'll be right back. I'm like, don't they fight?
No, it's because when we sat down while we was waiting 30 minutes, for some reason, movies don't start on time. I guzzled a whole large drink. I never get drinks at movie theaters because I pee a lot. You know what I mean? So I know this, so I get a slushie. That doesn't go through me like that. So I could drink a whole slushie, maybe pee once in 2.5 hours. That time I drank the whole thing and then another one. And I'm sitting here like, for some reason, I thought I would be good. And sometimes I am. Sometimes I don't. I have to the whole time.
You were not good that day.
I don't know why I wasn't. I was not good. I had to pee like but luckily it was a lot of recap. So I didn't really miss anything. But one time I used the bathroom while it was the new episode. Did he have a conversation with the elf at all while I was gone? And he asked the elf something and the elf couldn't answer?
I believe so.
Okay. See, that's what I was saying. I thought I missed, but I must have been in the bathroom when it happened. Because basically he asked the elf about the system. And then the elf tries to answer and the elf glitches out.
I think that did happen. Yeah. Okay. I think so. If I'm remembering it correctly.
Something interesting to think about when you hear that is they kind of describe themselves as like video games, like they did, right? But the other monsters in the normal gates, first of all, don't have any communication. And we know that Sung Jin Woo's gates are clearly different. Like the place he's going is clearly different from where everybody else going. Like he went into a gate in a subway and stuff like that, and nobody even knew about it. They can't even feel the energy. And when the gates pop up,
I thought they did a really good job with the red gate, like displaying how important, how fearsome it was when it first opened up. I thought they did a great job of just letting you know how terrifying this is that they're going into a red gate.
Yeah. Because basically, I think they explained it. The way the gates work is if they don't defeat it after a certain time, the gate breaks and then monsters in the city. And if one even little goblin's in the city, he's catching like 8 bodies before you take him down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be 3 kids, 2 moms, and an old person, and then he might get taken down by Moomin Rider or whoever's around the corner. So the red gate, they go in. That animation was beautiful when the gate changed. It looks so good. All the different animations. When Igris came out, oh my god. Oh my god. When Igris put the snow and then he turned Tank and then he killed Tank and he had Igris do it, the confidence Sung Jin Woo displayed in his shadow without even practicing before, he was just like, handled it.
Straight up. You got that. Yeah. Dog, he is so cold now, bro. It is ridiculous. Like his swag level is like on 10 with it.
On earth. The coldest man on earth.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. I just keep singing his praises because I mean we didn't talk about Thriller Park, but these episodes definitely were such a good job from what you would expect from the manga. Exactly what you're imagining when you're reading is coming to life, and it's so crazy how well they're doing it. Igris, as you can see, he gets a lot of shadows because like Tank wouldn't have been able to beat Igris, but because he's a tank class, I think he's an A grade tank class. He's able to block some really strong damage because you know what I mean. Even a weaker tank in an RPG can block higher level stuff because they put all their stats in the defense, right? So he's an A grade tank, but he could probably hang with S ranks. And now he's got him. He's got Igris, who is stronger than himself. He's got a bear. So it's like as he goes, his shadows obviously get stronger and he gets more. But Igris is my favorite. He remains my favorite though because
he looks the coolest. Like he got the cape. We've seen what he can do with the hands and the like.
But not trust me, you might have some favorites going in because everybody else has a favorite, and it's not Igris. Like
well,
the main
he's got to get more
of the story.
As far as what he has right now, like as far as what he has right now.
I just say that to say. Going forward all the way through to the end, Igris remains my favorite, but I'll be interested to see who yours is and other people.
Okay.
Because like Chris, I had him read it and he was like, yo, I don't think I have anyone favorite than Igris. Then he gets another, he's like, oh, and that's the one that everybody likes. And I'm like, he's tight, but he's my number 2. So
okay.
Yeah. So I've been waiting so long to talk to y'all about that. This man has shadow powers. That power is so cool, along with his powers. It doesn't really make sense.
I like the way it looks too. Like the way they animate it. You know what I mean?
The shadow, like
I like that. Yeah.
The shadows, they look really cool. It's just the same thing, but all blacked out.
With that white kind of light bluish flame burning all of them. Like it just looks really, really cool. Especially in the snow, it looked cool. Like it's how it all blended and matched together. Yeah. That was dope.
We were happy. You know, did you remember the English dub actor was getting death threats if he didn't say arise in English?
I remember. Yeah.
Because I told you, I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. But my very first question when they made this an anime was they have to keep the word arise. If they say anything but arise is so cold.
And the dub actor smokes it.
Yeah, he does. He does a good job.
He's really good at it. Yeah.
He does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I forget what his name is. Zach, Tyler, Cody, something like that. But yeah, we were thinking, what if he changes it to get up or come out? I would have been so mad. Because arise is just like an his aura. You feel me?
Yeah, arise works 100%.
Yes, I love it, and I'm so hyped to see what happens in the future, see where it goes. And like I said, I really want some anime canon stuff, and I normally don't say that, but if the writer's involved, what A1 Pictures is doing, it looks close enough to where it can feel canon. So,
all right. yeah, that's our take on the Solo Leveling Awakening movie. I'm excited to watch it again when the actual episodes drop. So I'm ready.
Are we
for
going
that.
to?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for that day when everybody gets in and they get to see it and we get to see their reactions. It's gonna be a
Bro,
great
people
day.
are gonna be people because right now people are like, and I said this was gonna happen. I said when Kaiju drops and Solo Leveling drops, first of all, I wanted them to be. By the way, it's cool we talk about this a little bit longer because we didn't talk about the other stuff,
Like I
right?
say, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew Kaiju was gonna be more attached right away because you have Kikaru right from the start, and in my opinion, she's the best character in the show. The little blonde girl, and
Okay.
she comes in right away. The Hoshina comes in. I knew everyone was gonna like Hoshina, like Levi. They got the
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't get any character attachments in Solo Leveling yet. It's kind of just Sung Jin Woo being strong.
100%.
So season 2, you saw him guild with the party. You saw the guild start to acknowledge him and all these different things. So it starts to pull you into the universe a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that people were gonna like Kaiju more because that's what I saw. I saw people who would ask people at cons like, which one do you prefer? And everyone was saying Kaiju, which I think Solo's better. I think Kaiju is amazing, but I think Solo's better. But I knew people would like Kaiju from the start more. So now I think season 2 is when people are going to be like, nah, I don't care what you say. Sung Jin Woo is just it. Kaiju's great, but Sung Jin Woo is just it.
Yeah, he's a different beast. He's put himself in a different tax bracket right now. That's what I'm saying. Like I love Kaiju, but I think this season 2 of Solo Level is going to do something different.
And the way he played Big Bro was so cool. Like he plays like serious and cutthroat when he needs to, but he's still a good guy.
Oh yeah. It was cool seeing those moments with him and his sister. You know what I mean? She looked at him like, dude, like, what are you working? Like, what is your workout regimen? Because he started like a little shrimp in the very first episode. Now he is a model out there, like tall and yeah.
He looked like he in BTS.
He's in the K-pop. He looks like he's a K-pop star. But awesome. So
I just can't wait for everyone to see it. And y'all just wait on it because the movie ain't out there anymore.
Yep. But don't worry, January, y'all will find out when it drops. Very much looking forward to that. So I got this question I want to ask you. Kind of like a versus battle thing that I was thinking of. Who will win between these two characters? I was thinking about Kenshin. And the reason I was thinking about Kenshin was because
don't do this.
Listen, just
don't
listen.
do this.
Listen, all right? One of my favorite battles to kind of see how it would play out is guns versus swords. Like it's always been a thing I'm just fascinated by. I like to see play out. And with one thing we always talk about who's like the best swordsman in anime. I know me and you agree that Kenshin is anime's best swordsman. I was thinking about who's the best gunslinger in anime, right? And we can get into that, like who the top gunmen in anime at a later time. But first person that popped in my mind was Vash. So I was wondering who would win between Vash and Kenshin, since they're so similar if they had a fight. Both of them don't kill one another. They're both a little bit silly, but they can get downright cold and serious when they need to. I think it's closer than a lot of people may think between these two if they had a battle.
Vash versus Kenshin. I think it's close, but I think Vash's universe scales too high. In my opinion, I think Vash just crushes because he be fighting freaking laser beam alien beasts and has a beam that can blow up a planet and stuff. But the thing is, neither of them are gonna fight each other. Neither of them are gonna kill each other if we're going on that pretense. But my thing is, if you put them down, just gun and bullet.
Yeah, let's say we keep it grounded. Just his swordsmanship versus gunmanship.
I still say Vash got it because
I'm giving it to Vash myself, and I'll tell you why. I think he has the stamina over Kenshin. He has the reach. I don't know how well that will play out, though, considering that
I don't know if stamina will even be a factor. Kenshin never really has much of an issue with stamina.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of stamina. I'm thinking how Vash can run around and avoid and dodge for long periods of time.
Well, the reason I think he would win is because Vash has that luck of the Irish thing where like everything works out when he does something random. So like he can like shoot a bullet off of a bucket 10 miles away and it bounces back around and goes right through your ear holes and doesn't even kill you. You know what I mean? Like that's the type. So that's why I say like I feel like but if you just put him down like in a Texas standoff, him versus Kenshin, I don't know. Kenshin has dodged bullets.
Yes,
So
facts.
Kenshin, and at his fastest, at his 14-year-old Hiten Mitsurugi style, he's like light speed, like he's faster than the eyes can see. So, but the thing is, Vash also dodges bullets at almost point blank range. So it's like, is Kenshin faster than a bullet at point blank range? Probably not. Probably not. If his sword lands, because he's got to be able to know what the technique is. If his sword lands, then it'll be a one shot. So
Point
if his
blank,
sword lands, it'll be a one shot. And I feel like his full style Hiten Mitsurugi could land a shot. But that's difficult.
Yeah, I thought that was
because I don't think that's why I'm like, I don't think, because Kenshin, when he needs to, he'll be aggressive.
facts.
Vash avoids aggression at all costs.
He does, but if he gets pushed to that point, you know he can go there. You know what I mean? But yes, he does avoid it at all
Even when he
costs.
gets pushed to that point, his fighting is like all preventative. He doesn't ever like fight aggressively. He only like dodges.
And that's one
makes
point.
Your damage work against
that
you.
is a point I'll give to Kenshin. Kenshin can pull the trigger if he needs to. You know what I mean? Kill somebody. Where, yes, I do agree that Vash would hesitate way more than Kenshin would if he had to kill somebody.
And Kenshin basically can move like a ninja in Naruto. So I say like if they were in a Texas, actually, I don't know. If they were in a Texas hold off, I might give it to Kenshin.
See what I'm saying? Like this is a really tough one to call between these two.
Well, I'm just saying the reason I didn't right away is because immediately what popped into my head was all the feats that Vash did. And I've seen him dodge. He literally shot a bullet into raining meteors, raining rockets.
So epic.
One bullet. So I'm like, the stuff he can do is crazy. If he has his gun and it's got bullets, he possibly could shoot Kenshin's sword right out of his hand. But Kenshin is so talented. That's to say that Kenshin will just stand there and let it happen.
Yeah, and use his sheath or something like that. Get creative with it to find a way around it. I just think I've never heard somebody.
Reason I can't confidently say Kenshin is because when Kenshin goes to pull the trigger, Vash is gonna have some Vash luck where it's muddy and he slips backwards right as Kenshin's about to hit him and he doesn't even dodge it. He just gets lucky because that's how Vash works. He works based on like skill and luck. So that's the only reason why I can't confidently say Kenshin. But in a Texas Hold'em, I'm going 70 Kenshin, 30 Vash.
Yeah, I think overall I'm going with Vash for the win. But I've never heard anybody put those two together in like a death battle to see who would win. So like that actually would be a really great match to see. I would love to see like somebody animate that all the way through and see how it would turn out. You know what I mean? Because I think that is one hell of a match within anime. I think. And like I said, I don't hear people talking about it. So I thought about it. I said, you know what? Let me ask Noah what he thinks about this match. And apparently you think it'll be a good match as well overall. But
I think it'll be a good match. We got to see what other people think, but we got to make it a clip and post.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, let us know who you think will win: Vash the Stampede or Kenshin if they had a 1v1.
But I feel like not enough people know Kenshin because people remember Kenshin, but like I've rewatched Kenshin like 5 times since back in the day. People rewatch like Naruto, DBZ, but they don't really go back and rewatch Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Kenshin. So that was like the era before that.
I'm hoping
Kenshin
now
really
maybe
was
with the re-airing of it, like with the remake happening right now. Hopefully more people, you know what I'm saying, are like getting into it. So,
but you still got to remember because Trust and Betrayal. Trust and Betrayal became all that, and that's really what Kenshin is at 14 years old. As they said the last episode, he changed the course of Japan. He was the strongest swordsman in Japan. So when people are like, "Oh no, Mihawk is strong. I'm like, nigga, we seen Mihawk swing his sword 4 times. You are not telling me he is a better swordsman than Kenshin.
Not even close.
Sorry,
not even
he's
close
the
to
best
Kenshin.
in that verse. He's using hockey and all these other things.
Kenshin is
I won't say not even close, but I'm saying he is not. Kenshin is he was 14 years old, the best in Japan. There is nobody else, and that's why I'm like, somebody said Zoro. I'm like, Zoro wasn't even the best in his verse. How does that make sense? He's not even the best in his verse. Don't say
True.
Ichigo. Ichigo swing one direction.
Yeah, Ichigo's not even in this conversation.
Somebody else on Twitter said Ichigo. I said, boy, you have lost your mind. 14. Kenshin, there is nobody who is the best in their verse at 14. Usually shonen characters aren't the best in their verse at the start. So
that's true. That's very true.
I'm like, Kenshin, if you could tell me a better swordsman, I'd like to hear it. I haven't seen Samurai Champloo in a long time, but
there's some really good ones, but regardless, hands down, it's Kenshin. It is
at 14 being the best in Japan. That's the one detail that nobody's got on Kenshin. The Batosai, nobody was the Batosai.
No. Nah.
Whole nation feared the Batosai.
They still fear him now.
But that's why Vash is honestly a good matchup, because the whole nation feared Vash.
The $60 billion double dollar man. Yep, my guy. But I thought that was an interesting one to throw out there. Just see your thoughts and see your take on that. So let's get into our top threes. I should say, before we get out of here. I'll go ahead and give mine first. If I got to give an honorable mention to something this week, I'll give it to Don. Just because I know you hated the character, but I like meeting the new guy. He's a doofus to me, but I know we'll get there with him. But
if you like him, that's fine.
Like,
water.
I don't care for him right now, I should say. But like, I like seeing Okaroon deal with him stepping in the picture and kind of like taking his spot from I can't think of her name or whatever, and him kind of questioning stuff. Yeah, with Momo kind of questioning stuff. I like watching him kind of deal with that. That was pretty cool. And
I dealt with that same thing when I was a kid. I remember I was so jealous I couldn't eat for like 2 days because this girl I liked, and I was kind of talking to her, started giving it more attention to this other guy. Not really more, but in my eyes it was more. Mm-hmm. Then the next day the next 2 days later she came to hang out with me, and I was like, oh, I was tripping.
Isn't that how it kind of plays out sometimes?
Yep. Yeah. It is. And that's what it is. He never had a girl give him attention. He's in love, so he got a little love sick. But I'm like, Momo, chill. I'm like, Momo's being insensitive too. I'm like, you can't be loving the milk he's giving you in front of your mans. I'm like, come on, you know how he feels. I'm like, it's a nerd. He don't get no play. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, you hurt my man's heart a little much. All right, for number 3 for me was episode 11 of Ranma this week. It was Shampoo's first full episode. Like the episode begins, she came in kind of at the end, so it was her first full episode. And y'all know I've been saying on this podcast how much I love Shampoo, and I've been waiting for her to debut. And I was worried about her voice and if they were going to do something with it, because how people might be sensitive to how she talked with the broken English and Chinese and stuff like that back then. But no, it's her. And I was thoroughly happy. Yes, the voice sounds different because it's a different voice actor, but I like it. It sounded good to me. It felt good on my ears hearing it. So I love what Mappa is doing with it. I really love this episode and seeing just her, and knowing that I think there's one episode left and then we have to wait till season 2. And season 2, she'll get more into her bag. You know what I mean? So I'm happy with, they didn't screw her up like I still feel they did with Kuno. So outside of Kuno, I like everything about the remake so far. I'm pretty much happy. Other characters will come later on, but she was the biggest one for me. I was looking forward to see just her debut in the show and how she was going to sound. So I'm happy with the result.
Hell yeah.
Number 2 and number 1. Number 2 this week. This was a close one for me, but Suma Show, the finale, was number 2 for me. As I said before, this is a tough show to watch. In the finale, they did what they had to do. They knocked it out the park. The emotions that they were going through in this final episode, I was wondering how they were going to close everything out. Because how do you get a type of happy ending from this show without, sending the mother off back to move on and hopefully everything is right with the family. They did. How they handled it, though, it had me worried at times. I can say right now, halfway through the episode, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Halfway through the episode, yeah, they wouldn't stop flowing. Like they was killing it. Tears would not stop flowing. They was bodying this thing, and it was super, super emotional, but it was really, really, really good. The one biggest problem I have with the show is when it comes to time, they don't do a good job of letting you know how much time has passed. Because it feels like it's been like at least a year when all of this, a year, maybe a little bit more, where all of this has happened. And they don't do a good way of letting you know like it's been 6 months since whatever or 9 months since whatever. It's kind of like you got to figure it out on your own. Like, oh, wait a minute. So this must be months down the line or something like that. So, right. But outside of that, super emotional. Thought it was a good ending. They tricked me with some things. They kind of sent you through a roller coaster all the way through the final episode, but overall, really good. I think it's a very strong nomination for Slice of Life of the Year. But that's just on me. If you're into Slice of Life, I do recommend it. Like, I had a great time with it, and then it might be partly I get the whole losing your mother thing, so maybe it resonates with me a little more with people. But solid finish to it. And number one for me is Yakuza Fiance. Yeah, this episode 11 was what I needed with the show. When you do these love triangle kind of things, you always have like the two girls and the one guy or vice versa. And at some point, you're waiting for the two to clash with each other. Been waiting for this with these two gangsters the whole time. Like at some point, one of them is going to swing on another one, try to stab another one. We know it's coming. The whole episode was good, honestly, but the last portion of it was like really what set it over the edge for me. Because yes, the dudes get into a scrap, and when they scrap, they're trying to literally kill each other. She's got to break them up. And how she handled yelling at them and splitting them up, I 1,000% love. Because she ended up putting her boyfriend in his place and kind of backing up her best friend. Like, look, you don't understand. We've known each other since we were children. He's lived in my house. Like, that's my boy. Like, you don't get what we have. So take your ass back to Tokyo. I will talk to you when I get back there. I gotta have a conversation with him now. And then they just kind of like sat on the park bench and just had like a dope friend conversation. Like what's going on? Like, this is stupid. Maybe we should get married. Like, we might as well just do that and get out of life. We can't lead a life. Like, this is crazy. And I ain't gonna let you be with nobody if I can't beat him. Like, he gotta beat me if he want to be with you. So just know they're going for it. They just had a real cool conversation. Both put their arms around each other with their bruises on and stuff like that. Him and her. Like, it was just a really cool way I thought she handled it that I would necessarily see in that situation. I thought she was going to lay off of him. You know, he's my boyfriend now, yada, yada, kind of jump on him. But she didn't. She actually had her best friends back, which I thought was really, really dope that I haven't really seen before, something like that. So I thought that last scene was really great. That really just put that episode over for me. So Yakuza Fiance is my number one anime of this week. And I think there's one episode left. Nice. So what about yourself? What was your runner-up and what was your number ones for the week?
Number one would have to be, I was thinking about it. Notorious Talker ended.
Okay, good. I can finish that out.
Grieving Souls Retire ended, or it's having one more. It seemed like it might have one more because it doesn't seem like that was the final episode, but episode 12 did come out. But I would say number one is Orb. Orb is just crazy. Orb is crazy because, first of all, like I said, Madhouse is just back. The animation, the soundtrack, the vibes, everything people say, you feel it really strongly. But like I said before, that anime is so powerful. It's just, it shows like what was going on. It's set in Poland, like you saw in I don't know if you watched the clip I sent you earlier, but that's basically Poland saga at this point. And it's just what they're going through is just interesting parts of history. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that we could have been on the moon in the 1800s, but the Inquisitions, you know what I mean, restricting knowledge and stuff like that is a lot of what held stuff back, because people who had ideas and intelligent minds were forced to believe exactly how they believed, and what they believed was completely corrupt and translated to make sure that it fit what they wanted so they could control people. And it wasn't even like even the ancient Greek and scripts of everything they found about the Bible and stuff. They just completely changed it to say this is what you have to believe, and then they changed it into saying that the well, at least from their scientific understanding, the world was the center of the earth, and then they wrapped that in their own basically translation of the Bible and said God made it this way, which means that we're the center and everything revolves around us, and that's not how it goes. Everyone knows that the planets revolve around the sun. And so people who had this idea of I'm going to prove this wrong, it gives this really strong, like mysterious and nail biting aspect, because the main characters, which is multiple because the characters die as the story goes on. Right now, it seems like this is the final main character, at least for the end of the 12.
Okay, I've seen up to 9, so I'm pretty much caught up. I got a couple more to watch.
Yeah, they had another pretty gruesome torture scene where now this guy is training some recruits on how to torture. And so they keep showing this guy torture people, and the story, just the way they display the story is just so good. They keep showing this guy torturing all these different people for either hiding information or studying, just literally studying. They're like, I want to know what the world is like. And then they're like, no, you have to know what we know, and you can only study that. And if you don't, we'll literally torture and burn you. And people lie about it. So they'd hide their stuff, and the way they find out is they'd torture them. And so they'd keep everyone, you know what I mean, restricted and believing what they believe in. And that was widespread throughout a lot of Europe. And that's why a lot of technology didn't move forward, is because people were restricted to even learn. And I just think that anime is definitely what everybody should be watching.
No, it is a really good show so far. Like I said, I'm 9 episodes in. I got to catch up since I know I can probably do that tomorrow when I'm at work. You said all of them. You said all of them are out, right?
I think it's going to 25. So
okay.
Episode 12, yeah.
Okay, so I can at least catch up to the halfway point. Okay, but no, I do. I agree. It is a really good show.
Yeah. It's pretty much all dialogue, but the series is just powerful. If you like historical perspective, then you'll 100% like this show. And that's, as you know, my favorite types of series. So this one hit home right away. I was like, I'm locked in. And yeah, that's definitely number 1. Number 2 would be Kenshin, because that episode was perfect. The last 2 episodes were perfect. Once again, what they're doing to transfer this from old to new. I've watched Kenshin, the original series, multiple times, but most recently I watched it like a year ago, the original series. And admittedly, it was just bad. Like, the story is great, obviously, but the animation production is pretty bad. So it's like, to upgrade it to what it is, it's kind of what you remembered as a kid before you knew about how good technology could be. So now you're seeing it and you're like, it feels like the first time I've seen it again, because the first time I saw it, I didn't know that flashing strobe lights during stills of animation sword fights wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was the dopest thing ever.
Hey, that's all we had back then. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Technology's come a long way. So
and
now we get to see the fights.
Correct. And anybody who's watched early 2000s, late 90s anime knows the flashing lights and then the sword swings where they're just, you know what I mean? And it was bad. And then another thing is, Benny and I watched some episodes together, and the English dub sounds like they recorded in a bathroom. Like, literally sounds like recorded in a bathroom. And I watched it only English when I was younger. So I went back to watch it, and I was like, let me try it English. And like I always do, I'm like, I'm going to retry it in Japanese because I've already seen it in English. So I'm like, okay, I go back, but I'm like, let me transfer. Because in Trigun, I originally watched, I was like, I'm going back and forth. This one, I tried it. I was like, no, it's bad. It's unlistenable, bad. So then Benny's rewatching it with me. And then he's like, I'm watching it in English. I've only ever heard it. And he's kind of like you with that.
Right.
I don't get, but whatever. He's like, I'm watching English. That's all I know. So I'm like, okay. And then we're watching like 2 episodes in. He's like, I don't even think 2 episodes in, like 30, 20 minutes in. He's like, nah, this is horrible. I'm like, bro, I told you, bro. It's really not nostalgic because I don't remember it being that bad. So yeah, Kenshin's definitely number 2.
Okay.
Kaoru showed up. She's Amelia's voice. I love that because I love her character. And Amelia's got that sweet princess voice so well.
Oh yes.
Amelia, Ray Takashi, who's my favorite voice actress, and she does that so well. So she showed up, and the little slow motion and her hair in the wind damn near gave me a little tear when she saw Kenshin again. So that was beautiful. Um, I'd sing Kenshin's praises all day, but unfortunately, it's got some horrible things tied to their writer, so we won't
Yeah,
talk
we know.
about that. But
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
and so that's my number two. Number three would definitely have to be Bleach because Bleach went crazy. I feel like it was another one. I have the site right here. Let me see if I watched.
Was it Dragon Ball
Oh
Daima?
no, it wasn't Bleach. It was Blue Box. Bleach was good, but
Mm.
Bleach was 2 weeks ago. It was Blue Box. That was my third. Blue Box is great because they put some more distance between the two mentally.
Hold up. What episode was that? 'Cause I want to make sure I've seen it. I know I've seen it. I just want to make sure I know what episode you're talking about.
I can't remember, but it's the newest one on Netflix.
Uh,
I think it's the newest one, period. But
okay, because I've seen up to 12. That's as far as
it's
I've
nothing
seen.
crazy, so I don't even have any spoilers. But they put some different distance between them even more, which is basically, I forget. I was gonna give a perfect example of it.
Was she friend zoned them at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Was
She
she
was
friend
like,
zoned?
let's forget about that.
Yeah.
Which is why this series is so great and why I was reading it is so relatable. And this is how you do a series about high schoolers, as opposed to Dress Up Darling, where there's just jiggly, sweaty titties in your face all day. It's a normal scenario. And I've literally been in this scenario where your girl you like knows that you like her, kinda, but doesn't really want to admit it to herself. She also likes you, but she also doesn't want to admit that to herself. Why? Because she's kind of an unsure person, but she's really sure about the one thing that she's into, which is basketball. And that's a good thing. She's got a good thing going. Who knows? She can make it to the professional. They take basketball serious in Japan thanks to Slam Dunk. So she's working towards that. Him being a good, normal guy doesn't want to interrupt that. Also, us as guys always have to go through that. Do I tell a girl I'm really close to I like her? Because if I do and she says no, it's going to be awkward, right?
Yep.
Except he lives with this guy. You know what I mean? And
which makes that extremely complicated.
It does indeed. My whole life, I've been pretty good at when I've put my heart on the table to girls that I was friends with. And I've been pretty good at making it completely not awkward and retain those friendships. So, but I understand that position so well because I've literally been there where you have just a girl that you know likes you and she knows it too, but neither of you can kind of admit it to yourselves. And you both know that you haven't. Otherwise, you would have made a move. And you both just kind of won't take that next step. And it's super relatable because now she basically told him, if you're up to episode 12, she told him that, hey, she basically laid down on his chest and helped him. And they got kind of intimate, not really intimate, but they got really friendly during when he was sick. And then she kind of wiped something off his cheek. She felt a little, you could tell she felt a little something. And so she basically felt that. And what she's trying to do is stop her emotions before she gets to attack, which is a mature thing to do because her focus isn't boyfriend and girlfriend right now. Her focus is basketball. And if she stops for a year, she's going to nationals, loses nationals, and falls in love with a guy, breaks up with him, she could have been a basketball star. So I'm with her. Focus on your sport. You know what I mean? Time will be there.
See,
right?
I'm glad you said all that because now I understand why you praise the show so much and why you like it. You can relate, like you said. You relate to what's happening in the show
because it's a normal scenario. It's not some girl who's all flustered and I'm all over this guy. It's not some guy who's like, I have to do everything for this girl. It's just completely, I got a crush on this girl. I know it. I got my homie helping me out every now and then. I got, you know what I mean? She lives with me, which is a little obviously anime situation, but like she's focused. I can't really tell her. I kind of like her more than she likes me. But maybe if she knows that I like her like that, then maybe she'll start to like me more too. But you don't know, so you kind of got to leave it alone and just let it progress naturally. But that sucks because sometimes when things progress naturally, sometimes it just never goes that way. And especially she's young, top of the basketball court, you know what I mean? What's in a guy's mind at that point is she could randomly fall in love with someone else. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, these last 3 episodes of Blue Box have jumped the show up higher for me. Like, okay, now we're like getting into what I'm looking for with the show. It's just the other stuff I'm watching for me right now is just overshadowing it or whatever. And I'm just liking what I'm seeing in the other ones. But I can honestly say, like, these past, like I said, 3 episodes, this would have been, if it wasn't for those other episodes I mentioned, this episode would have definitely been on there. Not the one you're talking about, but the one after, the 12th episode one. Matter of fact, these past 2 weeks, 11 and 12 would have been on my list if it wasn't for those other ones. I can honestly say that.
Yeah. This one's definitely up there with Fruit Baskets of my favorite romances all time. This one is just like I said, it's super normal. I'm tired of just overly aggressive tropes that attract weirdos, like they're meant for weirdos. And no shade to anybody who likes that stuff, but it's like, and I'm not even talking about any particular series, but it's like I be feeling disrespected when I watch a good series and then it's some aggressive fan service or it's like some weeby MC. I'm just like, bro, you don't have to give me that stuff to like it. Like you could give me a good story. And I know for a fact you skipped over 5 good stories and produced this bull crap because you thought some random no grass touch.
So they can sell the statues and all that kind of stuff.
Come in and be attracted to it. So I'm like, bro, I'm not, you know what I mean? Then I'll be getting upset. So it's like when I see shows like this, which is like, this is completely normal. This feels like I've never been to Japan, but everything I've heard about Japan, where these kids seem like they're, you know what I mean, Japanese kids. These other kids where it's like this girl is daggone acting like she's a 25-year-old prostitute. I'm like, I thought girls were shy over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this girl? I'm like, I know girls in America that wouldn't do that. So I'm like, but anyways, it feels super relatable. And I think that's why it does so well in the manga. Like the manga's super high selling. So I'm excited for more. And there's a lot of chapters, so it's going to go for a long time. I never, as you can see, I don't really sing praise of romances that much because I'm not a big fan of them, but this one is different. Definitely.
That's what's up. I think we have some solid
definitely
choices.
My top 3.
I think overall solid choices. I think it seems like these seasons for fall season is closing out pretty strong. So we should be getting ready to wind up for the winter season any week now, I feel like. So it's gonna be time to sit down, look at what's coming out in the winter and see what we're gonna watch for sure. What we might have our eye on with some other things. I'm looking forward to the winter season and seeing where it's going. So what do you say we shut this down? But let me let you all know this before we do that. We are going to go see, at least me and Noah are going to see the Lord of the Rings anime movie with the War of Rohirrim. Am I saying that correct, Noah?
Rohirrim, yes.
Rohirrim. Okay, yes. We're going to see that. So we'll be back to talk about that next week. We're going to go see it at some point, either tomorrow or this weekend. So look forward to us giving our full take and review on that next week, right before Christmas. So that'd be a nice little Christmas tree for y'all. Anything to close out with before we get out of here, Noah?
No, I was gonna say though that I also watched Dan Machi and Dragon Ball Daima, and they were both beautiful.
Okay,
so you should don't forget to watch Dragon Ball Daima because that one's really good.
I had to make choices. Like, so I only had so much time getting back from Ocean City. Like, I gotta let me at least watch what I can. Then I can actually sit down and talk to you. Like, what did y'all watch that I need to catch up on? So. Because we do our weekly stuff. So, okay, that's good to know. So, I need to watch those.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Daima, Dan Machi was both great.
Okay.
That's it. I'm going to catch up on Blue Lock this week so we can watch that on Saturday.
I got to as well. So, we need to catch up. I'm a few episodes behind myself. So,
okay, word.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But, ladies and gentlemen, until next week, we will see you all with hopefully our final Thriller Park recap for Heavenly Delusion. I'll also let you know what we'll be watching in Thriller Park, and we'll be back with our take on the Lord of the Rings movie next week. So until then, we'll catch you later. Deuces.
Peace.
Loading snacks. Ow.